up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, this is one that I've been looking forward to doing for a very long time. This is a character that I've wanted in my collection for almost as long as I've been collecting 6-scale figures. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Eternal Toys Gentlemen of Crime, which is an unlicensed version of the 91 Batman Returns the Penguin, as portrayed by Danny DeVito. Now, I say unlicensed because Eternal Toys is not an officially licensed company to be producing these kind of figures. And I don't get a lot of unlicensed figures. I think in my collection I have 2. I have, what was her name? Laura? Was that her name? From Logan. I have a 6-scale version of her. Don't think I ever did a review on it. Well, no, I think I did. I might have. I don't remember. And then a version of Wolverine or Logan as he appeared in the Logan film. So those are the only real unlicensed figures that I have. And I tend to stay away from them because a lot of them I don't think look all that very good. There's not a high degree of quality that's put into them. But Eternal Toys has done something that completely makes me not follow that train of thought anymore. This figure is outstanding. Now, it originally came out a few months ago, and it sold out. But luckily, a good friend of mine that I met via Facebook, who does have a website called onemansHobby.com. I'll put a link down in the video description. Him and another store over in China were able to get a individual run from Eternal Toys and basically got another 100 or so figures. That being said, at the recording of this video, there's probably only about a dozen or so left. So if you are interested in getting this figure after this video, click on that link, go and order it, because Eternal Toys has released information that I think later this year they're going to be coming out with a companion piece of sorts for the Penguin, that being Catwoman, as portrayed by Michelle Pfeiffer from the Batman Returns film. So finally giving us those Batman Return characters that official companies teased long ago, many, probably like 10 years ago, they teased that we were getting them and then never did. Whether or not we do, who knows, but this is outstanding, and the price on this couldn't be better. Starting off first with the packaging, you can see it's done up to kind of look like his umbrella, the little, not the hypnotic one. I mean, that was the joke, right? But you got the Gentleman of Crime right there. I mean, it's just a box. There's nothing overly spectacular about it. But taking a look first at his accessories. Like I said, he comes with a really decent amount, which really does impress me. The first ones that I want to focus on are going to be these little guys. You get 1/6 scale penguins. And this is the part. I really wish that I was able to do my full video edit and everything, just so that you can see that. It's great as it looks. There's an amazing amount of detail on there. You got the little paint on the beak. You got the little crest, or not the crest, but like the chest area painted. You have this harness that's on there with individual paint for each of the little buttons. Come around to the back, you have a little missile that's attached to it with some nice dirt and everything. There is no articulation in it. You can see that this one's arm is posed outward. But then you also get this guy, which is a much bigger version. I'm going to come back a little bit than this one. Penguins are always, like different sizes. Maybe this is more of an adult. This is more of a kid. Or maybe this is a king penguin. I don't know. But basically the same kind of thing. But it's not just an upscaled version. You can see like the head is sculpted different, looking up, kind of like he's looking up at the penguin, whereas this one's looking a little bit more forward. The missile and everything is basically the same with it. But so it's like, it's not necessarily just like an upscaled version. See the arms are in different positions and everything. Great paint even on the inside. Great texture with the fur all the way around. Even when you look at the arms, or are these flippers? I don't know what you call it, but great detail on that. all of this is quite impressive when you really look at it. I mean, I'm super thrilled with these, and they stand decently. You can set that there, you can set him there, and that just goes really nicely with all of them. I'm really happy with how that turned out. He also does come with a cigarette on a stick. I don't remember him using this in the movie, to be totally honest with you. Not to say that he didn't, but you can see that it's got like the little cigarette section and then the little holder for it plugged in there. So that's pretty cool. So you do get that. You also do get this, which is really very fun. One of the kind of cool scenes was when Shrek. What was his first name? I know it's Shrek. I don't remember, but he's talking to him, and he tries to lure him down when he wants to introduce him as like a mayoral candidate, and he offers him a piece of salmon, and then he just starts devouring it. And you can see that you have that here, which is absolutely amazing. You can see like his head section right up there. You got a nice silver paint on the bottom with some like rib detailing on there, and then you come around to the inside, you can see that it's ripped open and has like this really nice wet kind of paint on the inside, which does look absolutely phenomenal. And then there's his little kissy head. Really very cool. It is a little bit tricky to get him to hold it in his hand, just because the bulbous nature of his body. You do have to get creative, like with the wrists and stuff, to kind of get him to hold it, but you can do it, and I love that. That was very fun. I mean, it is a softer material, you can kind of see, so very fun. Absolutely adore this. He also does come with this umbrella. Now, it's very similar to what we saw in the package. You can take this and wrap this around. When I got it out of the package, it was done up like this. It's got like this, and it's so tiny that in terms of getting it to loop back in there, it's going to be hard to do. So I'm just going to leave it like that. But you got this, which looks really good. And he pulled this out, and then he opened this. Do it nice and carefully here. And the nice thing is it's made out of metal. This is all metal, which is really very, very cool that they went that extra route. And you can see that it's dirty. You got some like grime around there, but you can just sit there and spin it. And why can't I remember the damn dude's name? It's Shrek. It's Shriek. No, yeah, it's Shrek. I can't remember, but he's sitting there spinning this, and he's like, "What's that supposed to do? Hypnotize me?" And he's like, "No, just give you a splitting headache," and then that shoots a gun, and it freaks out Shrek. Max Shrek. Haha. See, I know you guys left comments, but I'm recording this. I don't see your comments now, but it's Max Shrek. There we go. And he's like, and then he freaks out. He's like, "Calm down. They're just blanks," but you can do that, which that is super, super fun. And then you got the little button up here, much like a regular umbrella, and then you can collapse that back down and put that there. Now, I'll probably, just for my own personal, I'll probably get that, done back up. I'm not going to do it now, but just to kind of keep that closed off. I would have liked to have seen, some of the other umbrellas that he used throughout the movie. Maybe just the regular black one. But this will work perfectly fine. The umbrellas were very kind of iconic to the character of the Penguin just in general. And I liked how Tim Burton brought that in with this. All of his characters have a more grotesque look to them. Even when you look at Joker, he looked a lot more grotesque. Obviously, the Penguin, very much a gross-looking character. Catwoman looks amazing. Michelle Pfeiffer is sexy as hell, and she is phenomenal looking. One of my crushes from when I was younger. So her as Catwoman was absolutely iconic for me, so I can't wait to get that as well. But I love that dirtiness that he brought to the character. He also does come with some different hands. You can see that the hands that are on here, focusing on these are his ungloved hands. And again, these are very grotesque. Coming in, You can see like the dirt and the grime in his fingernails and stuff. I mean, that is really quite nasty. I mean, I'm a little bit too close, but that is absolutely amazing how that is. So you do have those regular hands that you can use, but you also do have some gloved hands. He wore gloves a few times throughout the film. This is a hand here that is more designed for holding things like this umbrella. Perfect, just like that. Then you do have another one that is him punching. Or, oh, no, actually, what is this? There's kind of like a little loop right here. Oh, so maybe it's for like holding his hat? Maybe that's what it's for. But it's kind of like it's designed for holding something. There's a little bit of a gap right here. And you can kind of wedge the finger away a little. So there's a bit of a hole through there. So you have that one. But you also do have some regular hands that are gloved as well. But again, very nice glossy. Well, it's not entirely glossy. It's kind of matte, but it is definitely reflective, which is quite impressive to kind of see that. But I do really like that. For the most part, the only part that I am disappointed in with this is that, granted, this is how he looked the majority of the time. I wish that we got him wearing that tuxedo as well. Maybe they'll release another one with a different outfit on there, and I would 100% buy that. But, you know, maybe less of the black around his mouth, which you'll see here in a bit. But maybe something like that to kind of enhance the look of him. Because he does come with a top hat, which he wore a few times. Now, some people have complained about the top hat not looking as pristine. And you can see that it is kind of bumpy and bulbous looking. I kind of look at this as he's dirty. I mean, he's in a sewer. He's living out of that. I mean, look at his outfit. I mean, his little, like, underclothes. I mean, it's gross and dirty. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that would be. But you can just sit that right on there and recreate that. But again, that makes me want that tuxedo look with a little bit more of a polished looking top hat. This is perfectly fine. Love that. But, you know, just looking at things that I would like. But he also does come with his jacket, which is fantastic. Very heavy, very soft feeling. You got the little fur elements around here that you can put that on him. It does limit some of the articulation with the shoulders, and I'll put that on here in a bit. But all the way around, you do even have a wire going through the middle and then the bottom section here, so you can kind of position this how you want. But tremendous detail on this. Really very happy with it as well. But for me, I do think that this is kind of a little bit more of an iconic look for him, because he was like that most of the time. I think for my display, I will put the jacket on him, though, just because. He also does come with the display stand, which, just getting him standing right there. Come on, stand, dude. Very similar to a lot of the standard 1/6 scale ones. The difference is that this is a shorter sort of pillar bit right here, because he's a shorter character, and I'll do the comparison here in a little bit so you can kind of see that. So I do really like that. Some people complained because the initial promo art for this had him standing on like a display with some rocks on it. I don't mind all that much. I do like this because, as I've talked about in other 6 scale reviews, at least if you're going to have a large display base for like a diorama, it makes sense to include something like this, because this takes up a whole lot less space. And as much as I would like to have that rock sort of thing, and I'm trying to, actually, you know what? I can show you what was, and this is the part where I would, you know, normally cut out, but the promo art is actually on the package here. When you open it up, come on, there we go. All right, this is the promo art. So this is what people saw, and while that would be cool, I mean, obviously you can have the penguins and everything kind of standing next to them. I think that would really kind of help with some things, But again, oh, come here, you. Oh, he literally just did what he did in the movie. He just fell over and almost died. But that, while I would like to have that, it would take up a lot of space. So I'm not overly critical that we didn't get that. I'm okay with that. Would I have liked it? Sure. Would I have used it? Truthfully, probably not. This is what I would end up using. So I'm okay with that. Coming into this guy, though, I mean, it's a completely unique body. As you can see, it is all solid, but it beautifully captures the way that Danny DeVito's body looked in the film. I am absolutely blown away. All the way around in terms of the detail on it, even all the way down to the zipper in his butt. This is amazing. Let's come in to take a closer look. That is an unbelievable head sculpt. Now, they decided to go with rooted hair, which I think is cool. Some people have complained about these little tiny holes. Mine doesn't look nearly as bad as I have seen, or maybe just because it's a secondary run, maybe they were able to kind of do something differently with it. That doesn't look nearly as bad as some pictures that I've seen. But on 6 scale, when you go with rooted hair, you're going to have those little like holes there, which I get. Now, some people have taken the liberty of putting like product in his hair to make it look wet. I don't like doing that myself, so I don't know what I'm going to do. It would give a whole lot more of that grotesque look for him. I'm just not good at doing hair, but look at that head sculpt. I mean, my God, that is absolutely incredible. I'm really hoping that you're able to see the amazing detail all the way around. I like the kind of pale look that he has, the darkness around his eyes, the slimy goop in his teeth and coming out of his mouth. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That is, I mean, I'm just trying to get the hair out of the way here. That is spectacular. Spectacular likeness. I am blown away by it. He does have this weird kind of shirt thing going on, obviously. Again, I don't know what the deal is with it. He's got his little tie. He's got the little bib. Even when you look at the jumpsuit, I love how they got like these holes ripped in throughout the entire thing, really showing kind of like age and wear to it. It's almost like, I mean, we've seen the movie. He was abandoned as a baby, and this is almost like a baby thing. It's almost like he just kept the same thing, and then just stretched it out over the years. I don't know, but you can see like the dirt in there, which is extremely well done. Come around to the back, you got some more of these holes throughout everywhere. His little butt flap right there. I mean, that's just weird, but it's accurate. You got more of those rips and everything. Like I said, the hands are amazing. You look at down here with the pants, I guess, and again, like the body, just he was so weirdly proportioned in that film with like that fat suit that he wore, that I feel like this captured it beautifully. And then you have boots that he wore in the film. I mean, absolutely spectacular in terms of recreating the likeness of this. Now, the biggest thing is, how is this guy going to look with, obviously, Batman? That's the most important thing. And you're going to see that the Batman figure is taller than him, which is perfect. And I love the fact that I get to bring this guy in, because I rarely get to do it. But that is an incredible size between the two. I mean, this is a much older Hot Toy, and some people have criticized the size on them, but I think it's spectacular. And then again, like I said, because I don't get to bring these guys in quite often, here is the Joker. And again, Joker's got weak ankles. That's a thing. So let's get him standing there. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, for the longest time, we have had two versions of Batman, the 1989 and the 1991 version of Batman. Slightly different costume and all that stuff, like with the abs and everything, the logo, slightly different. Then we also did get Joker, and then we also got a set, well, the set with him came with a Bruce Wayne figure. We never got anything else from Batman Returns, and that was always such a damn shame, in my opinion, because these guys look amazing together. I'm finally going to be able to, with having Catwoman come out, actually be able to create a Michael Keaton universe or Earth 89 version of Batman with the Joker, the Penguin, Catwoman, all of them there. I mean, so excited. So excited to have this guy and then have Catwoman coming as well. Because, like I said, when I was younger, had a crush on her. And, of course, I thought that Michelle Pfeiffer did a great job as Selena Kyle just in general. I was quite impressed with her. And trying to get Joker again to stand. That's why I know I used a stand for him for a very particular reason. So I'm just going to set him down. For his articulation, like I said, when you put the jacket on him, it does create a little bit of a tightness around here. But the head is on a great ball joint. The neck is kind of like sunk in, so you can get a good left and right for him, up and down, all that kind of stuff is there. Come down to the shoulders, there is a butterfly joint. It's smaller, but you also do have a shoulder swivel. You can rotate it all the way around. The elbows bend backwards, but only go about that far forward, so about 90 degrees, a little less than 90 degrees. The wrists do rotate, and then they also do have a very nice ratchet. You just kind of have to find it for his wrists. But I also like how that kind of covers it up. So you can get his arms kind of going whatever direction you would really want. His torso actually right up here is articulated. There's a bit of a ball joint, so you can kind of pivot that and rotate that around. The hips here are a little, yeah, these are a little bit weird. They don't really go forward. They go out on a rotation, and then you can kind of move that around and then fiddle with it to kind of get it to do a different look. But it doesn't go fully forward and back. It rotates up there. So you can angle it out, rotate it, and then move it a little bit forward. You can do things, get creative with it, but you can move that kind of forward and back. And then he does have knees, the single joints for the elbows and knees. Probably the most limiting that I've seen in a while. A lot of times, most of these figures now have double joints, but I don't mind it. It's perfectly okay. I mean, he's not going to be doing action poses. What I really like with the ankles here, because it's a solid boot, is they put the articulation section up here. So you can still get a good range of motion with that. That's quite, and that's all coming from the ankle. That's really very nice. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. This guy is spectacular looking. I mean, really, for like I said, a lot of times third-party unlicensed figures do not get my attention very much. This did, because I've wanted a Danny DeVito Penguin in my collection for years now, and this nailed it. 100%. It did. And I mean, I'm super excited about the Catwoman. Eternal Toys knocked it out of the park with this. I'm really quite impressed. I can't think of anything else to say. I'm gushing, because or it could be worse. I could have blood gushing from my nose. What's that mean? And then he bites the nose of that one dude. So I can't think of anything else to say. Like I said, this sold out very quickly with the initial run. And my friend does onemansHobby.com. I'll put a link down in the video description. You could order it from him there. He's on Facebook as well. But as I said, I asked him, he said he only has about 11 or 12 or so left. So I would not sleep on this. I don't know if they're going to do another release of this. Maybe they'll do another one in like a tuxedo sort of thing. I would buy that all day. it's just one of those things that I think that, especially when these are going to sell out, no question. At least by the time that Catwoman figure comes out. And when that Catwoman figure comes out, people are going to be clamoring to get this, and you're not going to be able to. So don't waste time, guys. Like I said, onemansHobby.com. I'll put the link in the video description. Pick this up. I think price-wise, it's about $195. Usually he does that. That's I want to say that's usually what he charges, even with shipping in there. So $195 on this guy shipped. Unbelievable deal. Unbelievable. And I got this shipped from China to here. I got this in 4 days. 4 days. Things in the continental U.S. coming from Entertainment Earth, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store. Unless you pay for expedited shipping, it takes longer than 4 days. So coming from China, 4 days? Woo! But there you go, guys. There's my look at the Eternal Toys. What actually do they call them? Gentlemen of Crime. The unlicensed recreation of Danny DeVito as the Penguin from the 1991 Batman Returns film. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you liked this video, do me a real quick favor and hit that thumbs up button. That one small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out. And if you'd like to get access to other reviews on time, that notification bell is also something that helps out with that. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button as well. That little tiny subscribe button right down there or something, that also helps out. But beyond that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Until next time, this is Optibotimus saying to please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.